Then
Do
I'll
your
play
thing.
the
Do your
intro.
thing. Do your
Shh.
Welcome to the Man Cave Podcast, where your hosts Bryce and Lewis pour up a couple of drinks and discuss everything relationships from dating to marriage while sharing their personal dating and marriage stories along the way. Now toast up, ladies and gents. Let's get to it.
Hello, everybody.
What's
Welcome
up?
back to the number one show in relationships and dating. This is the Man Cave.
The Man Cave.
Louis back in the building.
What up?
We got a first timer back in the building. Well, a first timer in the building.
Hello,
Introduce yourself
hello,
and tell everybody who you
hello.
are, why you're here, and why your voice matters.
Ooh, I wasn't prepared for all this, but lucky for y'all, I'm good with on the spot. So, hello, everybody. I'm Kiki, and my voice matters because, I know it's a man cave podcast, but I think it's super important since the majority of the topics are about relationships to have a woman weigh in.
Of course.
Definitely. We love
Yeah,
getting
of
female
course.
perspective.
Fuck yeah.
So today, I'm sitting around, I'm thinking about the movie Meet the Parents. And that brought up
Fucking
me
great
wanting to
movie.
that brought up me wanting to have a discussion tonight about meeting the parents for the first time when your relationship starts to get serious. When you think it's time to bring your man or female to the parents, the problems that you might face when you meet the parents, and how important people think their parents actually liking their significant other, how big of a role that actually plays in them considering staying with them or not staying with them. Now, I don't know about either of you, but both of my instances where I had to meet the parents were pretty big deals because I'm black, I'm African American, and I've never seen a Cape Verdean household before or been around Cape Verdean people, didn't even know Cape Verdean people existed. So my first interaction was coming to Massachusetts, a whole new state, be it coming from the South, a whole new region. And I got to meet a Cape Verdean father and a Cape Verdean mother. Now, the mother was fine overall. The father already gave me the weird eye, you know. So he never really said much to me anyway.
Hmm.
But let me backtrack a little bit though. I mean, we figured we were gonna meet each other's parents basically because we'd already known, like we fell real fast and hard. We knew we were gonna get married. So, and I knew I was gonna come back up there as soon as I got back to Mississippi. I'm already trying to figure out booking my flight, get back to Massachusetts. So I've had a weird throat today. But hey, it's not COVID. Calm down.
It is
Both of
I
y'all
was
give
allergy
me
thinking
that
that.
look.
season.
Huh?
It is allergy season, to be fair.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. But
Hmm.
I know I met her mom over the phone a good bit before I actually met her, and
Hmm.
she was just as nice in person as she was in over the phone. She took me in as like her son, loved me like a son. Um I really appreciate her. Like the best possible way you can expect a mother-in-law to be towards you, I got it. I was like, this is like ideal. You can't get any better than this. I come in there, have you ate today? Do you want some food? She was there all the time. If I needed assistance with something, she helped me out. She was a down ass mother-in-law. Yeah, we had disagreements from time to time, but overall, that woman's the shit. She's the shit. And even when we got divorced, she said, "Hey, you're always welcome here. You're always going to be a son to me. You're welcome." So I always appreciate her for that.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
so
know,
sweet.
huh?
That's so sweet.
Yeah, that's very nice of her.
Yeah.
As far as the father goes, I can't speak much on him because we didn't. I never really sat down and talked to the guy like ever. But other than a hey and bye, a handshake, we never had conversation. But I had conversation with the mother-in-law all the time. I talked to her like as if we were like friends, like we were chilling. We had that type of bond. I mean, yeah, it was really nice. But even with everything that's happened throughout divorce and everything, I haven't spoken to her anymore just because I don't, that feels weird to me. But, and then in a
Mm.
way though, I kind of feel like that's fucked up for me too because I feel like she was she was so close to me in that way that I still should reach out sometimes just to see how she's doing because she did care about me, you know. But
I
it is what
agree
it
with
is
you
too.
on that.
Huh?
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. I also don't know either though if that would make my wife feel uncomfortable and should she feel uncomfortable if that were the case. I don't want to put her in like a funny situation either, you know.
Hmm.
But that's one of my situations. Now, I'll save my second one for later because I think it's a
Hmm.
little juicier. But Lewis,
Uh-uh.
how was it with you? I mean, would you meet her
Ah,
parents or vice versa? Oh, hold on. I did not get on her meeting mine. I'm sorry. So
Okay.
she did meet my parents. Um, they both came to about the same conclusion. Pretty much all my family. They were trying to tell me that she's mean. Her attitude, her demeanor wasn't nice. Um, they weren't that fond of her, and but I. I constantly covered for. I was like, well, she's not really like that. She's really nice. She's sweet. Blah blah blah. Because that's my fiance at that time. I'm not. Obviously, I'm gonna try to be on her side and show love and support.
yeah,
But yeah, they never took to her. They never did. They were
because they
they
fucking knew.
they were nice. They supported my marriage. My mom will support me to the end of the world, regardless of what I choose. I love her for that. So she
Yeah.
she supported it and everything, but she always she talks a lot. That's what my mom would always say. She talks a lot. She never knows when to be quiet. I'm like, I know, but trust me, she's great. I promise you, she's a great woman. You know, and in a lot of aspects, she is. I'm not gonna just say she isn't just because we're divorced or we had our falling out. She's good at what she is. She's an awesome person. She's a great mother. All that, but yeah, she had flaws. She worked on them, got better at them, but it just accumulated over time to where I got pissed off. But that's another story for a different day. But yeah, Louis, how was your you're making a lot of faces over there.
Just, bro, because well, you know me, I'm just fucking silly. But mine. So if we talk about my ex-wife, okay. So,
Sounds like you're stressing.
well,
Right?
we no, it's nothing but stress. It's just recalling like the situations. It's kind of funny. You just gotta laugh
Oh.
about it now, though. So, like so I have a big family. I'm the youngest of five. I got three older sisters, and when my sisters met my ex-wife, they were like, "No, you're a really nice guy. She comes off with like a really bitchy attitude. I know you really like her, brother, but I don't think it's a good idea. Like, we love you. We know you're gonna do what you want, but we just no." And my mom was like Lily, this is how you know your mom like just disagrees, but she was literally like, "I love you, but if you're happy, I'm happy." Right there, that's it. And she's
There
like,
it goes.
"That's a
Yep.
fuck no, but you're happy, I'm happy."
Got the same thing.
So, like when they first met, like now I'm full blooded Portuguese, so most Portuguese parents they want you to date a Portuguese person. So my father, my birth father, when he met her, like we walked in, he was sitting at the kitchen table, and like without even skipping a beat, I walk in, I'm like, "Hey, Dad, this is my girlfriend, so and so," and he literally looks at her, looks at me, and goes, "What happened to the Portuguese girl, Louise? She was so
Damn,
nice, right
bro.
in front of my girl." I was like, "Oh my god, Dad, what the fuck?"
Wow.
So like
Right.
he
This was
was
the first.
ruthless.
How long
This
were
was the first
y'all?
time we were dating for. Well, we weren't dating. We were actually going out. We were going out for like 9 months at the time. So
Hmm,
we were. It was like a legit relationship. We
okay.
weren't dating. It was like an actual relationship. But at that point, like I think we were like just about to move in with each other because of
Just for
other shit.
context, me and my ex-wife were together, I think, 4 months, 4 or
Yeah.
5 months, and I met her parents. But different situation, long
Yeah.
distance,
But
Mississippi
yo,
to
it
Massachusetts.
was like this was like a family barbecue. My whole family was there. Oh man, it was rough.
Where's the
So,
Portuguese woman?
oh man, dude, and like he said, it was complete seriousness too. Like he was 100% like she was. Her family's so nice, Louise. What happened to her? I thought you and her
Mhm.
were gonna get married. I was like, oh my god, Dad, what the fuck? Um, so like for the most part, my family was like, you're happy, whatever.
Mhm.
Fast forward fucking 13 years, and a couple of them like, I fucking told you. But
Well, that's all I get now. I told you.
yeah, I
We
told you.
we
You got
told
two
you.
beautiful kids out of it. I told you
Yeah.
though. So when I met her parents, bro, her parents were like feeling bad for me. And I'm not even joking when I'm saying this. When I met her parents, her mom was like we sat down for dinner, right? And her mom was straight up like, Lewis, you're a really nice guy. What the fuck do you see in this bitch? And I'm not even joking. That's literally how she said it. And I was like,
Damn.
"Wh- I, she makes me laugh. I don't know. I don't even remember what the
Wow.
fuck I said, but I just remember that she said that. And like even her husband or her stepfather was like, yeah, well, she's a pain in the ass. Like she can be nice, but she's a pain in the ass. And like, dude, that's how like the holiday was every year. They would always like talk shit about their daughter to me. Oh, she's such a
Mm.
nice guy. She's such a pain in the ass. Like, why do you put up with it? And I'm like,
And you had to go through
yay,
every
Merry
holiday.
Christmas, everybody. The fuck?
11, 12 years of holidays. And
13 years.
13 years of holidays.
Yeah.
And
So it
shit.
wasn't it wasn't like textbook shit, but it just that's why I was making those faces because I'm just recalling the scenarios and like, oh my god.
Yeah, I can think of a lot of
Boy.
things that I can't mention on the podcast just because I'm not gonna throw her. I wouldn't throw her under the bus regardless
Why
of
not?
everything.
Why the fuck not?
Because I mean, at the end of the day, she's still mother of my
She's still the one you
children.
chose, but don't
She's
get me wrong.
still my ex-wife.
The reason why I say it is because, dude, she wore that shit like a Superman wears a cape. Like she literally
Yeah.
walked around like I'm a bitch. I know I'm a bitch. Blah, blah, blah. So that was her attitude. So
Why do
that's
why do
why
women do that? Why do women do that
it's
and think it's cute?
stupid.
Why
Chrissy,
do women do
Come on,
that?
Kiki, what's up?
Chrissy,
I
why
don't
do
do
Weigh in on
that.
this. Why?
no one's
I
talking
don't
about
do that.
not talking
I'm
about you
not saying you do
specifically,
it,
but
but you're a
I,
woman, so we have to ask you.
I don't know because if they're bitchy and mean, then I don't know why they wear it. Like it's something that they're proud of. Maybe they think they're like project like a stronger personality or something like that.
that's what it is.
Yeah,
They
Like
but in
they want to
reality,
portray that hard
I'm tough.
shell, acting like
I,
they
and
can't be broken.
yeah, but
Hmm.
for like the guys who are morons, they think that, but the guys who like actually logical, they know that it's more of just like a front
Yeah.
Right,
because they're just
right. It's
putting a
completely
persona.
backwards. Yeah, it's like a cry for help.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that was my craziness. So what do you got, Kiki? Maybe you got something softer than me, Bryson.
Yeah. You.
Yeah. So usually, like, when so one of the guys that I dated for quite a while. I met his mom the first day that we went out.
Damn.
Yeah,
Damn. Okay. Okay.
and to this day, I really have love for her. I really respect her, but we weren't married. We don't have kids, so I don't keep in contact with her. But she was quite honestly like a mother figure. She was so sweet. Kind of how Bryson you spoke about like your ex mother-in-law.
Hmm.
Super nice, super nice. Quite honestly, like even my own mother doesn't check on me like that.
Damn.
Oh wow.
So yeah, like she was so nice. Like if I was sick, she'd make me soup. Like how was work? How was whatever was going on, she was so in tune. And like say the guy that I was, say her son and I had an argument, she wouldn't strictly just take his side. She'd be like the voice of reason, be very rational. So
I had
um
that same type of relationship too. It's nice.
right.
Not me.
No,
Always on my
well,
side.
so I think when the parents are supportive and when they really want to have like a positive relationship with the partner or the person they're with, then everything is so great. Um, if the parents are just like hostile people, I don't even know what's the point in even bringing them in. Um, And I think that's like something that's like, oh well, like you know how some people are like, well, you have to meet the parents. Why? Why? If they're hostile, or what if they don't want to meet your significant other? What do you do then?
You don't.
Right?
I wouldn't. I mean,
So with me, so what ended up happening? So like the time, like I was with her for a long time. I owned my own like snow removal company, and her stepfather, like me and him got into it because one of his friends got hurt and he couldn't do his contracts. So he's like, "Oh well, Lewis, you do plowing, so you can do it." And I was like, "All right, cool. Just forward me the addresses, and I'll give him like $5 a spot because I'm just covering his route, so he doesn't lose all his business." And this guy wanted me to do 45 driveways and only make $10 a driveway. And he was charging like 50 something dollars a driveway. And I was like, no, are you fucking retarded? Like, no. So me and her stepfather got into a huge battle
Yeah.
because who the F I think I am. And like, dude, this shit went on for like 3.5 years to where like he wouldn't talk to me, this and that, all because of that. And I straight up told him and his wife, like, you guys are fucking tapped. Like, I'm running a business. And then I have to have some random dude in my truck with me because it's his account. No, that's not how that works. You go fuck yourself. I'm not stupid. So they didn't like that I said that. So it is what it is. But that was kind of like a similar scenario where it was like, yeah, I did meet them already, but I don't know. Like I didn't get like the shit end of the stick when it came to like parent in laws. But man, when I tell you like monster in law is like a good description, yeah.
mm,
And like that's the thing. If my ex was here, she would agree with everything I'm saying. I'm not even like
Yeah.
embellishing at all. Like this is even to the point where when they met their granddaughter, they met them. They met her at the hospital.
Hmm.
We told them her name, and they
Hmm.
literally argued with us, saying that we shouldn't have named her that. So yeah, that was my parent in laws.
Yeah.
well,
So I feel like being like, the parents, like the grandparents, is like honestly such a privilege. And I don't know why some people feel it's a necessity. And I don't think they know why either. They're just like, well, that's what everyone does. Like, you have to meet the parents. And,
yeah.
So I'm and sometimes like I said, otherwise it's just going to bring, like you mentioned, Lewis, it could just like bring up turmoil. Sometimes
Yeah,
distance from them is good in a general sense. In general relationships, I think around like the 3 to 4 month mark or window. I'm not crazy on like timestamps or anything like that, but I feel like at that point, whenever you and your partner feel comfortable enough to move forward, say you have supportive in-laws, I think
yeah,
around that was like a good time.
yeah. I agree with
Three,
that.
4, 5, 6 months, something like that.
But
Mm.
now I'm curious though. You said you met the guy you were dating. It was the first night.
Yeah.
What happened? I'm curious.
Oh,
Did you just like meet him at his house and his mom opened the door? Or?
yeah, it was something like that. Like, we were newly dating, and then I went over his house, and I was younger, so he lived with his mom,
Yeah,
and so it was like, hey, this and so, like we're dating, and she's so sweet. I had brought over a cake, because I knew I was meeting her, so I brought over a cake, and it was just so sweet. She was so warm, she was so receptive. So I mean, yeah, that was day one. Does it work for everybody? I suppose not, but during the whole time that the guy and I had a relationship, the mom and I also had a relationship, and it was just so beautiful. But she was just such a nice person. So,
I mean, you came
like,
over ready with a cake and everything. I
yeah.
mean, I'm
She's
gonna be
like, I'm
nice
gonna
too.
smooge the
You
shit out of
know,
this woman.
if a man is gonna date my daughter and he comes over with a bottle of Hennessy or something, he's
Yeah.
already in. Like, oh, bro, I had my gun in my hip. I'm gonna put it away. You got the Henny? Let's go. Let's
and it
go.
was great. Like,
Come take a
quite
shot with
honestly,
me.
no, like it was great. And that's just kind of like we had, like, how you said, Bryson, that your ex mother in law said that you're like a son. It was
Hmm.
like pretty much like that. She
That's dope.
looked at me, and like I said, we were so young. So she literally looked at me like a daughter, and we did um, a lot of things that like mother daughters would do together, like go to brunch, hang out, do nails. Like it was nice. She was very sweet. I mean, yeah, that was day one, but it worked out really well. So
Yeah, yeah. My mom tried to when my ex-wife first came down, she went out and did nails and stuff with my ex-wife, and she came back later on that day. I asked her, "So how was it?" She said, "Well, she talks a lot." And I just
Mhm.
started laughing because I know my mom is a bit quiet like I am. She just doesn't want to. She. I mean, she doesn't mind having a conversation, but God, when you just keep yap 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 for the sake of yap yap yap, she's like, "Oh my God, I just want to. I'm trying to watch TV." I get like that too, though. When I'm watching TV, I'm kind of done having a conversation at that point. Like, let me watch TV. I hate to be bothered and ask questions while I'm watching something that I'm interested in. But yeah, I wanted to talk about also when I met Julia's parents, because
There's a black man in my house. God damn it.
yeah, so the first one was meeting the Cape Verdean for the first time. This is me walking into a house of a girl who's been raised in a predominantly white neighborhood, went to a
Exactly.
dominantly white school, and their daughter,
Mom, there's a black man here.
bringing a black man over for the first time ever. I was kind of nervous about that, like, because I know she ain't never been with a black guy. They didn't let her watch black television in the household, and
Fuck.
It's
so
a
I
real
was,
thing. It's a real
Oh,
thing.
oh, I know
They'll,
it is. It's just still
yeah, they'll
funny.
so I
Fucking
parental
was,
shit.
block BET. Yep, been there.
so I was a bit nervous. I was a little nervous, and but it was me really that kind of suggested it too. Um, we were talking about how we were gonna move in together. I think this when this conversation came up, and I told her I really don't feel comfortable getting moving into with it with one another, and I haven't met your parents. I feel like that would be disrespectful of me to be laying up with someone's daughter and I haven't even met their parents.
Yeah.
Mm.
She didn't care on the other end. She didn't see it as being a big deal. And I think it's because she also knew what type of backlash was going to happen.
I
So,
I completely understand where she's coming from.
so I did push the button on that, and afterwards I felt so bad because it did cause a lot of friction. And without going too much into detail, it just I don't know. I think they called her over one day for a discussion, and that discussion really just turned into Julia, you sit over there while we yell at you.
See?
Ooh.
And that didn't go well. So she came back and she was hurting, and I really was afraid at that time that I was like, damn, I think her parents are going to dictate
Like,
this relationship. Like I'm
yeah.
about to lose this woman because the parents don't like me. And it's because when they first met me, the very first time they met me, well, the very first time I met Julia, I was in school. So I think they felt a little okay about me. She did mention out, hey Julia, did you mention I was black before I met your parents?
He's a black man. Of African American
Huh?
descent.
Okay, so she did warn them I was black before I went over.
Warn.
Listen,
Warn.
mulatto babies are adorable, okay?
So just so they would have a heads up. So I was doing online classes before at the time I met Julia. By the time
Yeah.
I got to the parents, all they heard though was I'm not in school anymore and I work at the grocery store. Now I know as a parent how that's going to make them feel because they got this successful, educated daughter with a master's degree. Why are you wasting your time with this guy? You can find someone else. So, I mean, needless to say, my first interaction with meeting them wasn't the best because I feel like it. Well, in a sense, I do feel like it kind of strengthened us too because that made us realize how much our love was for each other. That we're not gonna let that tear us apart. We're still gonna do us, and we're gonna love each other the way we want to.
Yeah,
Their
because
opinion,
a true relationship is the best way I like to put it, just to pause you real quick, is it's you two against the world.
yeah,
Because there's always going to be outside opinions and like fucking little speaking shit. No, no, it's not what it is. Because in reality, don't get me wrong, in reality, family matters. It really does. I'm a big family person.
Mhm.
But like at the end of the day, it's going to be you two. It really is. So that's why you two always come first. Always.
Hmm. So I did. I know I did feel uncomfortable going over after that. I told her I don't really want to go over there. I don't feel
Shit.
welcome, and if and I don't go to places I don't feel welcome. I've been brought up a different way, and I just can't. I can't do that.
Yeah.
But where was I at in my storytelling here?
Yeah. Fucked you all up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
as things started going on, I guess she they started coming around at a certain point. I felt like, and then something else would happen, or I'm told something else that they said, and I'm like, okay, why am I going over here? Like, I feel like I'm getting a fake representation of who you are if you're saying stuff when I'm not around, but you don't say the stuff when I am around. Now, fast forward, I think everything's good. I think we are in a great place. I believe they know I love their daughter. And I think at this point, that's enough to make them comfortable. I do love their daughter. I think that's obvious to see.
Yeah.
So we're good now. I'm still not to the level that I can like talk to them the way that I used to talk to my previous in laws. It's not that
Mm.
type of bond. I'm never gonna be able to ring these guys up on the phone. I don't think. um, I don't know. Sometimes her dad seems like he might be into it. I don't know. He
Yeah. The
might.
baby will probably change his stuff
Yeah,
though.
I don't know because he sees things around the house and he's offered to come over and help do some painting. Like I think he is coming around. Like I said, with the fact that we're married now, we do have a kid on the way. We moved into a house together. I think they know that this is happening regardless of what anybody likes it or not. And like I said, I think they're able to see now that love that this guy has for their daughter is real, and that makes them okay. I think that's got to bring a little comfort to you as a parent to know that that guy loves her. I know that. Regardless of how I
Yeah.
feel about her, that guy is going to take care of her. I can tell. So, and Julia knows that. So, yeah, he offers things sometimes. So I'm thinking maybe I think he's fine. It's just sometimes he probably slips back to his old thoughts. I don't know. But I think ultimately they're good and they're okay with us. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. I think ultimately they're okay. But I was nervous about going to meet the parents, just knowing that I am the first colored man in this house.
There's a black guy in my house. God damn it.
And I'm fucking their daughter. I mean,
Oh shit. Yeah. You
just
think about it
simply
like
put,
that, bro.
just simply
Damn.
put. So, you know, you know what I'm getting at. But anyway, and it happening so soon too. Obviously, I know that's. I know. I even told Julia. I know. I would be the same way with it happening so soon because we moved in with each other after 3 or 4 months, or we decided we were going to move in with each other after 3 or 4 months, and then she wanted to meet my kids. I let her meet my kids, and then she wanted to move in. Well, she came to me and talked about getting an apartment together because she wanted to move out, and she said how I was just assuming we could just get a place together because why not, And I'm like, okay. I didn't expect that from her at the time either. I told her, I'm surprised you brought that to me. You brought to me that you want to move in together. And that also bothered me too, because even at this time, this woman hadn't told me she loved me, but she wants to live with me. Weird as fuck.
Damn.
So,
Yeah. That's some shit.
yeah, I even told her that time. She get mad at me all the time. That doesn't mean anything. I'm like,
What
who wants to go move
what
in
the
with
fuck? Yeah,
somebody
it
and can't
does.
tell them you love them? Like,
Yo, yeah, it does. That's a big fucking thing.
yeah, that's some weird shit. But Julia met my parents too, and I mean, I think from what Julia told me, which I believe her, she had a really great time meeting my family. She thinks they're funny, they're a lot of fun, and she said the dynamic was just a lot different from the dynamic she had with her family, being that the way we interact with each other and everything is just so much different than the way they interact because they're a little more quiet and calm down and reserved and everything, and my family's very out loud, joking all the time, especially my brothers. And she enjoyed that dynamic and everything. So I'm glad she really enjoyed it, my because that means a lot to me, and especially my mom. My mom loves Julia, so she does not have the same reaction to my ex as she has
Right.
to Julia. She met Julia and she's happy, and she can see my face lighting up and knows I'm happy. So
See, that's really sweet
hold
because
on, real quick, Kiki. If you have Riverside open in another tab on your browser, you need to close it. You did that?
Having some
Okay.
technical
It popped.
difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. It popped up and told me that you have it open in another browser and you have to close it.
Yeah, because it fucks up the recording.
Okay.
my bad.
Back to the
Um,
show. Go ahead, Key.
so I feel like sometimes what comes with like meeting the parents is if they hold a certain in control over their kids, and some people really feel bad not agreeing with their parents' opinions of their partner. And I feel like that can lead to so many problems down the line because people will really be like, oh, like my mom and dad think you're bad for me, and then just kind of let it impact their relationship. So that's,
Mm-hmm.
I think, where
It's definitely
you,
tough.
yeah, you have to be super mindful because what if her parents,
Oh,
Might have lost her. But I had a statement to make too. Is I don't blame her parents. You know, in a if I'm looking at it from their perspective, being fair with myself, being honest, if a guy, 30-year-old man, comes into my house, wants to talk to my daughter, it's my first time meeting him. I don't know him, and he tells me he works at Wegmans, and he doesn't have any college education. Then yes, I might have a little bit of what the fuck.
well, yeah,
This
because you want
this
the
is who you
best
brought
for
home.
your child. You know.
Yeah, like this. So out of all the guys, you brought him home. That's what I would be thinking too. So I get that, but on the other end, give me time. Get to know who I am instead of what I bring, what I have in my possession as far as paperwork and all that. I can do that, just, but like I'm saying, that makes sense. I understand where they're kind of, thinking about it, worried and all that. I get it. Makes sense. I even told Julia it makes sense. But you don't know me yet. Get to know me. There's a reason why your daughter looked at me, saw knows all that information and said it doesn't matter and still chose to start a life with me, you know?
you know why I'm saying that is because like I can think of several people who like dated people when they were young and then like their parents were like no 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 you can't you can't you can't and they literally stopped dating these people like so one of my
Hmm.
cousins fell in love with this guy at like I don't know teens like whatever who doesn't right and so her parents like no 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 whatever years later this guy he said no he loved her but the parents wouldn't allow it years later he gets married to someone else whatever they have a kid they move on this and that he ends up getting divorced from his first wife only to marry her again so I'm just like man but some people really really allow their parents to put such a heavy weight on that.
They do. I feel like if you know you have that type of power as a parent over your child, you need to learn how to step back a little bit, and don't be out here trying to pick who your child's gonna marry because that's really fucked up. Like
It's
that they take your
so
word,
fucked up.
they take your word so close to heart, and you're using that to fucking navigate them. Like, don't do that. That's just not right, bro.
But there are parents like that.
Oh, there's a lot. I've heard
To
that
this
a lot.
yeah, to this day. Even and it's like, oh well maybe you can understand if the child's like young, late teens, whatever, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But some of these people will this is how they are. It's not like they're gonna change, it's not like they're gonna step back. It's not so I think if you find yourself in that type of relationship, I don't think there's really even a need to get them involved because it's not like you need their approval. It's not like you
Yeah.
need their love. It's not, if you know it's just gonna bring hostility into the relationship, it's like,
I
well,
feel you. I I agree with that, but I felt like it was the right thing to do for them to know. I don't want to I don't want to be that guy. I didn't ask for no permission to marry, but I did feel like it was important that they know who I am because I'm going to be living with your daughter. Our relationship is serious. We're taking it to this next step, regardless of whatever anyone thinks about it, so it's going to happen. It's better that you know me now, you know.
wait. I wasn't talking about that. They were welcome to the idea. I'm saying people that would have been like, if your wife had, when she was your girlfriend, had said, I want you to meet so and so, and they're like, no, then what?
Oh, okay.
That's what
So
I
if the
mean.
parents
No,
if
no,
the
no,
parents
yeah,
said no, okay.
I don't think she would have cared because ultimately she still didn't care. I mean, they pretty much were
exactly.
were totally against it. And
Right.
being who I thought, I didn't know that I had a wife that would defend me to that point. Like
Mhm.
a woman, well, a girlfriend at that time. I didn't know if she would defend
Right.
me to that point. So to know that she went over there and stood her ground for me, I really appreciated that. That really showed me a different side of her. That showed me a strength in her that I didn't know was there. And I mean, we're here now because she put up that fight, and I appreciate it.
Well, I'm saying because like my parents are like, if it was up to them, no one. It's not even that no one's good enough, but I personally feel like they have to personally pick the person, or otherwise they'll just nitpick, and it's just like, oh no no, regardless if the guy loves me, care, no 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 no. We're just gonna judge him based off of this one thing we dislike, and that's it. And they're not even open to like meeting people.
Well, Julia's family as a whole, to my understanding, is fine with me. I mean, well, everybody now is fine with me, but even at that time, everybody else in the family was cool with me.
Mm.
It was just me trying to win the parents over. And honestly, I still don't know how to win the parents. I don't really, like you guys know how I talk and how I interact. I am very toned down when I go see the family because I don't know how they're gonna react to like the full unloaded Bryson. I
I
just
don't think you have
What the
to.
fuck? How would you put it that way?
I I just don't know how they're gonna react to
Unloaded Bryson.
me completely unhinged.
That sounds like a
Being
porn.
jokely, being with the jokes I make and the little innuendos I do. I mean,
That
honestly,
comes with
the
time, bro. That comes with
Yeah.
time.
July 22nd, ain't that the day of the shower?
That's what they're
July
listening.
29th, they're gonna see it because when I'm
Fucking, I'm
drinking and I
recording
grab that
everything.
microphone, I got bro. I'm gonna have the camera rolling. I mean, I'm recording. There's
Bro,
gonna be a whole
I'm
thing
gonna get
going
I
on
know, but I'm gonna get my own view, my
because
own
I want
angle.
people doing video testimonials and all that shit too, like for the bride in the room and shit. But you know, it's going down July 29th. Make sure you get your tickets. Anyway,
Buy extra.
anyway, yeah, my personality is definitely gonna come out a lot more that day because I'm gonna feel a little safe with alcohol. I'm at my own home. I'm gonna have a bunch of friends over too. You, a Cheery, who else is coming by? Hassan is coming by. You remember Hassan? Oh yeah, he's coming.
Yep.
So we got some people coming through. I think Kiki and the man coming through too. So
Okay.
we're gonna be chilling out there. It's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna be turning up on Jameson and Ginger,
I
baby.
think Kate might come. I'm not sure yet. I think
Yeah,
Oh.
Kate might
Kate
come.
got Kate coming. Yeah, so buy something expensive.
Buy some nice shit. Don't forget.
But hey, being that me and you though, we got daughters.
Yeah.
How do you think you're gonna feel when your daughter brings home a boy for the first time?
Okay, so hold on.
And second question
Okay. All right.
is how how late or how early are you going to be comfortable with her dating another guy?
Hmm. Well, all
Oh
right. So
no.
okay. So before I answer that though, I
Oh
have to ask a question before. So as far as like asking your wife to marry her, right? Did you go to her parents first to be like, I want to marry your daughter?
Me?
No,
Mm.
Kiki. Yes, man,
Kiki, did
you.
you do that? Oh, me. No, I didn't. Being how me and her felt like the relationship was at that point between
Yeah.
us and their parents, we kind of agreed that we don't
Hey,
really
no.
care
All right, that
for
makes
lack.
sense though, because
So
how the relationship was. That's
yeah,
how I
everything
was with my
was.
ex too.
So I mean, I knew I loved her, and
When
I knew she was gonna say yes. So
yeah.
I don't
What do
know.
you
I
got,
feel
Kiki?
kind of well. The whole asking permission thing is outdated. I understand that it could be a symbol of respect, right?
Yeah,
And I get that, but it's outdated in that back in the days you could not take a woman from her home unless you asked for her
yeah.
father's permission. So it's it's
I'm not saying I would
like a
want it. I was just
property, you know?
curious.
No, no,
I was
no.
just
I know,
curious.
I know.
a lot
So
of men
I
still do it.
yeah,
Yeah, a
I
lot of
like
men
that
still do it.
practice for like respect. Like, I'd really like your blessing. I'm going, I'd like to marry your daughter. But I don't know if men still ask, like, can I marry your daughter? I
Kiki,
think that's just
No,
like,
I've had two
would
wives. I ain't
you
asked neither one of them motherfuckers.
yeah,
Kiki, would you want your man to ask your parents? No.
no, because
Okay.
my parents are not very welcoming people.
Okay. All right. All right. So back to what were you saying about how I would feel? Okay. So
Yeah, if your dog,
first of all, my
how early
daughter's
you feel
fucking
comfortable with your
10,
daughter
so
dating,
don't want to
and
think of that shit yet.
yeah, my daughter's
Okay.
10 too. I get it.
Um. So you know what's fucking scary, dude? It's first grade, first fucking grade. She's like, Dad, I got 3 boyfriends.
Hmm.
What? What did you just say?
They have their little
Three.
boyfriends.
Yeah,
Yep.
3. I'm not even joking. She said 3. A comfortable age, man. In reality, any good dad, there is no comfortable age because you're always gonna look at her as your baby, like my
Mhm.
baby. Like literally, her name's not Cassie. Her name's Baby Girl. Like that's just what I call her. So if I actually had to put an age on it, man, when she's like smart and realize that most guys are assholes. So I don't know, like 16, 17,
You feel
Yeah.
that's
like you're doing the proper shit to let her know men are
yeah.
assholes.
Well, no, all right. So from statistically speaking, when it comes to being a father of a woman, a daughter, a lot of the times the guys they're attracted to is the guys that they're exposed to while growing up. So I'm like you and me, we're our daughter's first love, technically. So we're the guys that they're gonna mirror to want. So I
With
always try
that
to be
explanation, I need to do better.
dude.
So-
That's literally why I explained that. I'm not saying you're doing bad. I'm just saying,
oh,
like
I'm not saying
statistically
you
speaking,
are.
that's literally what they do. Like they literally look because that's literally how it is when it comes to being like your dad as a woman. That's your first love as a woman, little woman, daughter, whatever you want to call it. So it's just shit like that where like I hope I'm putting up a good example and my daughter goes that route because if she's okay, if she hears us or not, if she's anything like her mother, holy shit. Because I've known
Mm.
her mom for a very long time. I met her mom in 5th grade and we've known each other all the way since then and good god. So if I had to say an age, yeah, like I want to say 16. Do I think that's going to happen? No. She's
Mm.
a beautiful blonde-haired, green-eyed girl who's tall and lanky and it's probably going to be like 12. 2 more years,
Do you
probably.
think she's gonna have a boyfriend at 12?
Without telling me, or like when she's gonna tell me, probably 13.
You wouldn't think. I think my daughter would. I think
No,
I
no,
have a
no. It's
very cool, comfortable relationship with my daughter that she would come tell me.
oh
But
no,
then
she would,
again,
but she'd be afraid to tell me because she literally describes me to her friends. Oh, this is my dad. He's in the army. That's literally how she just describes it to all her friends. So I know I'm gonna be the dad that the guys are gonna be scared of
mm,
because the way she describes me to their friends.
okay.
So I don't know, man. To get back on topic comfortably, I hope 16. That's all I can hope.
Hmm. I don't
I
know
know there
what
was
I
another
hope.
question though. What was the other question?
Like I asked. I think you pretty. Oh, how? So when you do meet that first guy, how do you think? How do you think you're gonna react to it? Are you gonna be
It
like the
depends.
typical TV dad? Are you gonna be grinding them for questions? Where you go to school,
Well,
son? What
I
are your plans in
inter
life?
no, no,
You
no. I
know.
interrogate everybody. Well, for lack of a better term, I'm for anyone who knows me, I like talking to people. I like getting to know them. So if it's gonna be the guy who's quote unquote dating my daughter, dude, it's gonna be like an FBI interrogation. I'm already gonna know
Mm,
like a lot about him already, and then I'm just gonna ask him and see what he's gonna answer wrong at that point. Because that's my
no.
daughter. That's my baby. I don't care if I'm 50 and she's fucking 30. She'll always be my baby. So I'm gonna be defensive. Am I gonna be that asshole parent and be like, I don't like him, you shouldn't go out with him? I'm gonna give her my real opinion,
Yes.
and then I'm gonna end it
That's
with, if he makes you happy, then I'm happy.
that's where
That's
I
it.
think I'm at with that. Like my daughter knows I'm honest as shit, even when it
Yeah.
comes to her.
Yep.
So she can ask me about him, and I'm always gonna tell the truth. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna tell you if you're happy, I'm happy for you. But I'm gonna keep it straight real with you. If I think he's a piece of shit, baby, he's a
Yeah.
piece of shit.
Yep.
And
But
if I
I'll be
don't
nice.
fucking like him, I don't
Yeah.
fucking like him.
I'll be nice because you're happy, but that's so all right. So that's me and your answer. So Kiki, what do you got? If you had a daughter,
So first of all, the age around 16 just sounds super appropriate to me too. I mean, it's not to say that you're grown men, but hopefully you've had an open communication with your parents. You've kind of talked about dating, and I think around that time you'd be able to make an appropriate choice. I'd want to be very open because I think one of the worst things is kids hiding things from their parents when the parents are supposed to be there, like, you know, the people that's there to support them.
Hmm.
So I would like to, and this isn't something that you start at 16, right? Your kids have to be open with you throughout their lives so that when they're dating someone, maybe it's not 16, maybe it's 15 or 14, they come to you and say,
yeah,
hey, I
yeah,
met Jack on the playground. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know where
Hmm.
the mall, the mall at 16. I don't know what they do
Is the
anymore.
mall gonna be open by? Will it be a mall by the time
I
they're
don't
16?
know. I
it's to
met
be
someone on
all
the
strip malls.
metaverse. I don't know. Um, and then they come to you, and then so they have a support system, and like you both mentioned, like they have honest feedback, and you're not just hostile towards them because, oh, you're my baby girl and I don't want you dating, because like
Yeah, no,
now
there's
that's just
plenty of guys like that.
unrealistic. Yeah, they're just unrealistic, and they're just gonna go behind your back, and now that's even more unsafe, right? In
Yeah.
so many
Yeah,
aspects. um so I don't have any children yet, but I would like to have an open line of communication so when that time comes, because dating is a part of life, it's a part of growing up, and to shun kids or like make them feel bad or like wrong, that like, well, you shouldn't be dating, you should be focusing on your studies.
Yeah.
I don't ever want to be like that. And I'm not saying, I think it's a super hard time to be a parent right now. I hear like what my coworkers talk about and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I mean, your kids are, you both said 10. So I don't know with like, the social media and everything. Like, I don't know how
Yeah.
that must crazy impact the
trust
dating
me, you're
scene.
eh, even for me. Like so, like my son's 13 today, and my daughter's 10. But in reality,
Oh,
you're never really ready. It kind of just
yeah.
happens, and you either take the role or you don't.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah.
just
You
kind of
want
how
to,
it is.
yeah, you kind of want to be there for them because if
Yeah,
you're like, people are like, "Oh, I'm a strict parent." It's like you're not winning any awards for that.
Yeah,
And
that's
there's
not gonna
like,
help you out, bro.
yeah,
no,
you can be like, and that's not to say that you can't be like, what's it called? Like have boundaries with them, and then give them consequences if they do whatever. Say they're like 10, and you're like, "No, you need to be home at 7 p.m. or something," and then they're not. You can give them consequences, but don't like just punish them for going through things like dating when they're 17. Of course they're going to do that. Actually, if they're not, there's actually something wrong with your child, but
if they're
people don't
not,
like to
yeah, if they're
Yes.
admit
not
that.
down for that, yeah, yeah,
You
That's
know
true at
where?
that age.
I know you said you know everything about him before he shows up at the door, Lewis.
Oh fuck yeah.
But man, you probably. I mean, you're not lying because you know where social media is gonna be at in fucking 6 to 10 years,
Yep.
and
hmm
we will know everything about the motherfucker whether he got it
Yeah,
out there or
dude.
not.
And that's
It's
the thing too.
crazy,
Like the whole military training, they literally taught us like how to look people up and find stuff. But
Mm.
it's true. Even like man, I'm sure Kiki can agree. You put like three girls together and give them a subject, or not even give them like a name. That's it. They're gonna find like where he is, who he does, what's his favorite cake, like just all kinds of crazy shit. Women can
bruh.
fucking
It's
find
Mm.
stuff.
over for terrorists once we
And
get a
find
woman
out he has
president.
a yeah. Find out he has a pet cat named Oliver whose birthday was yesterday. It's like what?
Yeah, like dude, they're fucking crazy. They can find some shit. But
Definitely, yeah.
so I don't know. Like I hope it's like at least 16. Like at the least. Please give me that.
I'm pretty. I'm already getting myself comfortable for it. I know I make
Right.
jokes about her
Oh, me
talking to
too.
boys or girls, and I say girls only because I don't want this to dive off into another topic. But
Yo,
I always talk
I
about
feel you.
I always joke with my daughter about you better not have no boyfriends. I'm the only guy for you. You know that, right? She's like, why you think it's gonna? It might not be a guy, daddy. It might be
Oh
a
my
girl.
god, dude, my daughter
I'm
said the
like,
same shit.
bro, I hate that they're teaching our kids this shit in school.
Oh my
Ooh,
god.
But
She's
there's
too
like
secondly,
young to be
so
thinking
many
of
other
stuff like that,
conversations. No, no, no,
man.
no, no.
yeah,
We can't
they
get
shouldn't
into.
be teaching our kids this shit in school.
For
Um,
real. What the fuck?
but I make those jokes, and I know her mom's heard me make those jokes before, and she'll say, "Why are you talking about stuff like that with her? She don't need to be thinking about that right now. She's too young." So I already can tell my ex-wife's gonna be the strict one when it comes to this dating stuff.
Oh
I'm gonna
yeah.
be pretty lenient. I'm not gonna.
Mm,
I don't think I'm really gonna be as bothered by it as a lot of fathers or dads would be. I'm. I think I got a smart kid. She has sense. I mean, I can teach her the ropes and anything she want to know about
Yeah.
how the game's played. I'll let you know, baby. It's come to Papa.
Well, that's the thing. Like my ex is definitely gonna be like that. Like my son, right? He's 13. At 13 as a boy, you definitely start to notice stuff.
Oh yeah,
Like you definitely
you
do.
do.
Like I don't care what any boy says. You definitely do. Oh, sorry.
what's, what's so funny?
Sorry. I'll tell you off the air, bro.
Y'all saw what
Oh
I
my
saw?
god.
Oh, I didn't know my camera's that wide. See, on my
Oh my
end, I can
god,
only
bro.
see the narrowness. So y'all saw. Oh, y'all saw the face mask. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, your expression. Your
Yeah,
fucking
they
expression.
can see your face mask.
Oh no, it wasn't that. That's not what was funny. It was your
Oh.
expression. um so no, like my son, I'm like, so what's up, Lewis? You don't find any girls interesting, like pretty? No. And he was like, no, Dad.
Sure he does.
We both know that mom says I can't date till I'm 30. I was like, what?
What?
Oh shit. What? Your mom really said that? He's like, yeah, we both know that. And I was like, she never said
Man,
some shit like that to me. She
at
said it about your
13,
sister.
I was having uncontrollable stiffies in class. Like
Hell
I
yes.
couldn't control them. You can't
Like women
control
are
them when you're
lucky they
that
don't have
age,
that kind of shit, man. What the hell?
right?
Just
They
sitting there
don't.
like I can't get up. Fuck.
Even if they get a hard nipple, they'll just throw a jacket on. But guys, it just gets stiff on them. Like fuck, bro. It happens so random. Like back in when I was in school, they call on you to stand up and do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'm
You
like,
do that
God,
to
Oh
please
like
don't call
arch
me.
your
Please
back
don't
and
call
shit.
me.
Like
Yes,
I can't.
I'm like, please don't call me to get up. I'm fucking hard as a missile right now. Do not do this
Yo,
Oh
shit.
no.
Yeah,
fucking
it's
young
it's
men,
tough for
bro.
men when we go through puberty. You can't
Let the
control your
wind
stiff.
blow a certain way,
Yeah,
and
Mm.
that's it.
it's so
Literally it.
fucking uncontrollable. It's
It's
so
true,
uncontrollable.
bro. Oh, it's fucked up. That's fucking
See,
Yeah.
hilarious.
you have to be prepared for even things like this. Like, say if you're asking, your son stuff like, oh, like, what, do you find any girl attractive? Like, aren't you kind of already setting them up for dating?
Well, no, because I want to at least try to see where his mindset
Yeah.
is because if he would have said yes, I find a girl attractive. The reason why I did that is I'm opening the door for a conversation that needs to
Exactly.
get done.
Exactly what I was
Because
gonna say.
I know what I was fucking thinking about at 13. I tell you right now, I was already
Exactly.
making out with girls at 13.
I
That's why I
lost
was
my
like,
virginity at 13,
I didn't lose my virginity until I was fucking 18, but
and I
I was
didn't touch.
already like in
And
that door.
I didn't see another pussy till I was 17.
You were like, I got in. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, I got in and I never came. I didn't come back for a while, man.
It scared you away. You're like, there's something wrong with it.
It didn't, but I mean, I don't know if I'm speaking for most guys, but I know me at that age. I mean, I'm
It's
going
supposed to
through
feel like that.
after. Yeah, it's supposed to feel like that. Is my penis supposed to look this way? Is it the right size? Is it
Oh
straight
yeah,
enough?
as
Is
a
it big
guy,
enough?
you go through that
Like
shit.
I
All those
didn't.
fucking
So
things.
I'm like, I was scared to
Women
go
do too,
have
though.
sex with another woman because I'm like, what if I'm 17? Is it supposed to be bigger than this? I'm like, I was so weirded out by everything. I didn't
That's
know.
why.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, but
Oh
I'm
my
Kiki. I'm
goodness.
sure you could
but
kind of.
women
I'm
go
not saying.
through a
Yeah, I'm
similar
just saying women
situation,
must go
just
through the
different,
same
right?
shit.
I mean,
We're not asking
Yeah.
you for details, but I'm sure, like you, or just in general, like I'm sure it's just not guys that go through that. My
yeah.
boob's supposed to be the certain way, like,
Yeah, one's
I'm
bigger
sure
than
it's
the
like that.
other. Why does my vagina look this way? You know, hers looks like a nice slab.
God, I
Mine
wish I
looks
could
like
record
roast
this.
beef, blah, blah, blah. you know, it's all over the
Yo,
place.
oh, that's a perfect. She froze,
Mm.
but that's like a perfect
Yeah,
freeze
she
right
froze
there.
up.
Oh, that's a perfect fucking freeze. I wish you could take a picture of that.
oh man.
It's fucking
Shit.
awesome.
But anyway, that about wraps it up anyway. I didn't have anything else to touch on as far as the
No.
meeting the parents. I think we tackled everything I wanted to tackle and hear about.
Yeah, pretty
Um,
much.
yeah, definitely. I hope everyone enjoyed the show tonight. Uh, listening to us on your way to work in the morning while you're changing the baby. You know, stick around at the man
Eat some
cave,
cereal, some
at
shit.
the man cave podcast. I mean, man, you know, we always shake it more than once. We love to play with it. Um, yeah, you can catch this episode. It'll be loaded up on the YouTube. We're gonna start getting this thing on YouTube every week as well.
All right, all
So
right.
you can follow us on YouTube, Man Cave podcast on YouTube. Catch us at Man Cave Bryce on Instagram,
Man
Man
Cave
Cave
Lewis
Lewis
too.
on Instagram. You can follow our personal accounts if you want. I am the life of Bryce on Instagram, and he is low cost customs on Instagram. Our guest had technical difficulties, so she got kicked out. But she's doesn't have an Instagram, so I can't give it to
So
you.
wow, you can't follow her.
she doesn't have an Instagram,
You can
but
request her to come back on, and we'll just pass it on.
definitely. Thank you guys for listening. Though, share the episode, love the episode. Um, yeah, make sure you leave reviews, answering the question at the end of the spot on the Spotify account. Answer that question too. We really appreciate it.
Yep.
Anything you can do to help make the show
Pay
better.
attention to the Instagrams too, because on the stories we like to post up like
Yeah,
questions and like
pay attention to
details, get you guys
Instagram.
inputs.
Yes, we post questions. We like to get answers. We like to answer questions. If anybody wants to come on the podcast, feel free to email or message either one of us, and we'll get you set up with a date. On the other hand, thank you guys for showing up. We'll see you next week.